Problems in a friend's family where another guest is disrespectful Part 3, when we're at work. She generally doesn't do anything. Rose's sister is very busy and doesn't have much time for us, which is understandable. However, for the last month and a half, Anna hasn't been doing anything at all. She's on her computer. She's reading, but she's not working. Personally, I've also had moments when I had nothing to do, but that was because I was working from home. Since our working hours are from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m., I assume that we have to work at home, so I've had time to get a lot of things done. She doesn't do any work at home, so she only carried out one task, which was to find out about the company in 2 to 3 weeks, which I was able to do in 3 working days. I'm not saying she's not efficient, but it shows a lack of will. So indeed, we don't have much to do. However, we heard a lot of things where there could be in-depth research that could be done, like on a market they'd like to conquer, but within 2 years. So I was able to do some research on this market, which took me a day maximum, and which honestly, I'm sure my internship supervisor won't read, but at least I did something that could be useful, which she didn't do. Here's something that triggered my frustration and the hatred I now have for Anna. So we were at work, me in a chair on the left, her in a chair on the right. We couldn't see our screens naturally. We had to bend over to look. During the whole working day, for hours, Anna had to bend over at least 20 times to look at my screen, sometimes making remarks like, "Are you winning?" because I was taking breaks while playing a browser game. I find this an immense lack of respect, knowing that she was already annoying me enormously with everything she does, which I find immensely disrespectful. Before leaving, she takes one last look at my screen. So I said to her, "Okay, Anna, we're going to do something. The next time you look at my screen, I'm going to crack your skull open." I know my reaction may have been disproportionate, but I'm assuming that if she can do that without realizing it's disrespectful, there's a problem, especially as I find it unacceptable. Unfortunately, on a Thursday when we didn't go to work, Anna learned that her dog had been put to sleep. She therefore returned to her family home in France. However, she didn't give a return date, knowing that she didn't come back until the following Thursday, i.e., more than a week if we're talking in terms of time. What's more, she didn't come to work, but stayed in her apartment from Friday to Thursday, instead of being with her family, to support them. So she just stayed with her boyfriend in his apartment. I also noticed a detail. She really left in a hurry, because between the time she heard the news and the time she left for the airport, it was only 45 minutes, if not an hour. She still thought about taking her Switch. I can understand, on the plane, etc., but taking the whole system and plugging it into a TV, she thought she was going to play Mario Kart after the news. Finally, she didn't tell Rose she was leaving at all. Rose didn't find out until Sunday, and then only from me. If you want my point of view, I've also lost pets too in the same year to be exact, but I'm not home, and even if I were, it wouldn't have been for that long, especially failing to meet my obligations.